Hello, everybody. Welcome to not Saturday. It's Friday night's messages of love from above. There's a holiday, it just throws everything off, right? So, welcome, everybody. And let me get my desktop all set up here, and we'll get into it all. All right. Who knows what day it is, right? Okay. I think we're set there. We're set there. Let's see what. All right, there's YouTube saying that we are live, so that's good. And we are good to go. All right. So before we get into everything, let's bring some wonderful love into ourselves and fill us up and throw energy out to the world and flow love energy out to the world as well. So if you're watching live or on replay, we can do that and join outside of space and time. So to start, let's let the chaos of the world fall away as we take a big, deep breath in, hold it for a moment, and then release. So here we go. Big, deep breath in. Beautiful. And then I have our wonderful singing bowl. So as we hit the singing bowl, I'll do it like 3 times. Each time we just let the love flow down into us, fill up our hearts, our minds, our lives, this session, and flows out to the world. So here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Let's see if I can put her up here. Let her finish her song. There we go. All right. So hello, everybody. So before we get into everything, I want to make sure everyone knows tomorrow I will be giving away 10 free readings, not 10 free readings, 10 free YouTube memberships at the Zen Cricket level. YouTube gives me 10 on the first, and on the first Saturday of the month, I give away 5 in the morning session, 5 in the evening session. Just have to have your membership gifting options to yes, like, yes, I will receive gift. And that video talks about it. It has to do with a little $ below. You click on it, and there's YouTube channel options, something like that, membership options, and turn on gifting, something like that. But it's all in the video there. Yeah, and so I will give away 5 in the morning and 5 in the evening. All right. YouTube is the one that gives them away. I just push a little button and it decides who it gives to, along with spirit, I'm sure. But all I do is push a button. So I don't control who gets them. All right. And then because of my YouTube channel members and all those who donate during these sessions, and also those who purchase all of my services that I offer, which are all listed in the description box of the video. And of course, blessings to my host up above, who I live in her basement. Because of all of you, I'm able to give away a lot of things and for free, and all the stuff that I'm able to offer, and why I'm able to be on as much as I am. So one of the things is a pilgrimage meditation that I put out once a month. It's one of the pick a cards each week. This one was the Phoenix Collective. One of my spirit guides wanted to take us on an adventure to Sirius B, where they reside energetically. And it's a wonderful journey and adventure, but there's also a pick a card available too. So be sure to check those out. Excuse me. And one of the other things we do every other week, we either have a new moon or a full moon. It's kind of like it's a cycle or something. It is. Today, we have a new moon going on right now. That was about an hour ago or so. And it's the Cancer new moon. And so this pick a card talks about how to make the most of these new moon wishes. The 8 hours after the new moon starts, which we're in right now, is the perfect time for new moon wishes. And it talks all about it in the video. Plus, there is a pick a card asking, what can you know about your home life? So that's that Cancer energy. Of course, also we have a podcast, which it was weekly. We have one more coming out this Sunday, which will be part 3 of our superpowers. And then after that, I'm going monthly, just to put out a lot of content, and can be a lot sometimes for me and for you guys. So we're going to push that to once a month. And then I'm also going to have some guests on my podcast with people who have gone through their own chaotic journey to cozy, and sharing some of the tools that they have used as well. So be on the lookout for that. And if you haven't checked out your solstice relationship readings yet, here is the link to that. And it's a 3-month forecast for every zodiac sign, where we talk about singles who are looking, people who are in a relationship or married, and the happy hermits. So it covers all of us. So if you're interested, be sure to check those out. Also, my relationship readings, which I have 6 different kind of flavors of those, are half off until July 21st. So half hour is $12.50 and an hour is $25. Regularly, of course, 25 and 50. So make sure you guys are aware of that. And then, of course, with all this solstice and Cancer new moon means we're in Cancer season. So happy birthday to all you Cancer sun babies. This video that I put out also, so I put a new moon and full moon alerts, the pilgrimage meditations, and when the sun goes into a different zodiac sign. That's usually the 4 weeks throughout the month. And I put a special bonus 3-month reading for the sun babies for that month. So if you're a Cancer sun baby, you can check that out. And we also ask in the pick a card, what do you need to know about your family tree? How many squirrels and monkeys are in it, right? I'm just kidding. What a bunch. All right. And then it is the month of July. I'll be working on August's next week. So those will be coming out on the 14th for everyone. And as soon as they're recorded, my YouTube channel members get advanced access to those. But here's the July monthlies if you want to check more in detail with those as well. All right. So that is the skinny. Those are all the free things there. Majority of them. I have a ton of other content on my main page if you ever guys want to check that out as well. All right. So I think we're good. I'm going to switch off and use the Radiant, the traditional Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot this evening. I have other tarot here too if I feel so inclined, but we're going to start with those. So if you're new to these readings or my channel, welcome. And how the free readings work, I do go down in order, first come, first serve. Down the chat is the list. There's no special list. That's it. Just put your question out there. If you don't put your business out there, you can ask for a general reading. Spirit knows what you're trying to find out about. And if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I prioritize those readings, step out of the free readings, dive deeper, meaning I pull more cards for those too, and then I return back and continue down the free list. So that's how it works. You can use the little super chat at the bottom or in the description box of the video. I do have my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal, and my Square. I don't have a set dollar amount. Whatever you can give from your heart is what I know you're giving from your heart, and that's the perfect amount. So that's all that matters. All right, so let's get into it. I do have a couple donations, a few, so we'll get into those. So Brenda, you are up first. Thanks for the love in your eyes sticker and for the donation. Greatly appreciate that. Need like a general for the weekend. What is coming up for you? All right. So let's see here. What is coming up for the weekend for you here? All right. So that and that, that and that. That it? All right. So let's see what we've got going on here. All right. All right. So I feel here, you've got this Five of Pentacles on the bottom, which is our, transformation of from what we feel is lack to something that we feel is, abundant. And the reason that happens is we realize that humans aren't the one that bring us what we need in each moment. It is creator, it is spirit, it is the universe, whatever you believe your higher power to be. So there are facing some of these feelings of abandonment, being left behind, being left out in the cold by humans, because humans will do that when they get into fear. When their little inner child feels unsafe, out of control, they will abandon like that because they pull back everything for themselves and go into survival mode. But the great thing is that spirit never goes into fear. They love us eternally, unconditionally, and they never leave us alone. Even if we want to be left alone, they will never, ever, ever stop being around us. And they bring us what we need in each moment. And even more so, they don't just bring us bread and water. They bring us, things we want, not everything that our ego wants, because they bring in what's for our highest experience, unless we, make different choices in our own lives. But so there is this great transformative energy around this weekend. I mean, you have the death and the rebirth coming in here, which is very transformative, an ending of the way that you used to do things and some birthing, some beginnings of things. I feel like your weekend is kind of torn between two choices of the outside world. You have your Queen of Cups, which is you, and turning inward and nurturing your own emotions, diving deep into this divine feminine mother energy of who you are, diving deep in that. The other option that comes up is Knight of Cups, the romantic. So you might be having someone who's interested in a date or getting together, but I don't know. Let me see. I just feel like I want to pull more cards here for you, because you have the Three of Cups, which is joy and celebration, more gathering together with like your tribe, with your community, with your besties. And I feel like that just feels like it brings more passion in here with the Ace of Wands coming in here. It just feels, I don't know, it just feels refreshing. The dating and all that, it just feels like I almost feel like these are your feelings where you kind of feel bored with it. You got the Seven of Cups, which is like, you got all these choices and you're like, they're just the same. It's like, no matter what I choose, I keep coming up with the same drink. It's like, why have seven choices? Have you ever seen like one of those soda machines where they run out of sodas and so they just put the same one like seven times? That's what I'm seeing. It's like, why have options if there's only one to choose from? But it's all about the reflection and the mirror that come in here. And I feel like if you do, um, choose a date, you're going to be like, it's the same. It's the same. I keep seeing the same thing, right? And you are, working on your higher love, which that'll start drawing in different types of individuals. But I feel like right now it's more of a, I used to go on dating sites once a year just as a reminder of, oh, that's right. That's why I don't come on here. That's almost like what I feel is happening. But overall, I feel like it's a fun weekend if you'll hang out with your tribe, with your best friends, your small group of friends. I feel like it brings a lot of refreshing energy in for you. So that's what they have for you, Brenda. So many blessings to you. Wow, that was blurry, wouldn't it? What's going on? Why are you blurry? Come on, come on, come on, come on. All right. I don't know what's going on. Just squint. Everything looks clear, right? All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. And Jeep, hello, hello. So let's give you a love and a like there. Thank you for that donation. And you like a general for October. So let's see. What does Spirit want you to know about October? All right, let's see what we got going on here. So the bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of Cups coming in here. And the Ace of Cups is about self-love. It's about feeling full and overflowing. So there is this energy of really getting this solid foundation in your self-love, but there's also this happiness, like this almost feel like there's this giddiness in October. And we'll see what that is. That's the bottom of the deck. You've got 1, 1, 2, 2. So let's see what this is about here. Yeah. So you do have the Devil card coming in, which is the shaking and the rattling of your cage. So, here, this is this, it's I don't know why did I think it was the 10th month? The Devil card, it just felt like October. Maybe it's, Halloween. I don't know, but it feels like there's this energy of what's the 10th house? That's why. I was thinking, why? What has 10 got to do with the Devil card? Capricorn, Saturn energy, 10th house, which is all about the shaking, the rattling of work and what you're doing with your life. But it's the release of a lot of the cage that you've had yourself in. So there is this very much this freeing feeling that comes in here. Yeah. Because here's the end of the struggle between your head and your heart that's coming in with the Five of Swords. So there is this transformation, but the Devil card is this thinking, um, really looking at, why do I believe what I believe? Why? Getting to the root of things. This release, the in the Devil card, they'll have the people with the chains around your neck. They're so loose. Let me see here. I just need to make sure it's not too racy for YouTube. We'll just do this. You can see how they're around their neck. Those chains are so loose that they could just take them off. And sometimes they'll show like the hand open and the chain across it, which they don't have a grip on it. You could just escape. And that's what happens is we realize the open door behind us that we can just walk through, that's been there all along. And that's the gift of our shadow going there. All look behind you. You're like, what? Look behind you. What? Look behind you. And they're like, oh my God, there's a door that's open. And you're like, yeah, it's never been closed. You can always walk out. You don't have to feel that cage anymore. You're like, huh. And I like that. There's this freedom that comes in with this too. Yeah. And with that happiness, I figured that you're going to meet your partner here, your future. Here's the 10. 10 of Pentacles is the partnership, the relationship, feeling fullness of life, with the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind. And I like this. It's like you meet someone and you just feel so comfortable, just so rested, that comes in with this. And it's funny, they're showing me in my head There was this, I think it was HBO, Showtime, whoever, wherever it was True Blood. It was a vampire kind of movie on for a while. But in the beginning, one of the main characters, she's a waitress and she can hear people's thoughts. And it drives her crazy until she touches this vampire that comes in and it gets quiet. And there's this quietness, this peace of mind, because it just, she feels so comfortable. And that's what I feel you feel. It's like you have your mind racing all the time. But when you meet this person, it's just the whole world just goes quiet and you just feel like wow, and I like that. Yay for that, for sure. And yeah, and here's this, the harvest here, the 7 of Pentacles is the fruition. The last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit, but this moon energy I really feel is the Luna, Mother Luna. So this very divine feminine water sign type of person comes in. And I feel like she's very empathic. She's very in tune with her emotions. Because the true gift of an empath is they can flood love energy out and it changes the energy of the room, which makes it easier for people to choose love over fear. And I feel like that's kind of a piece of this that's coming in where it's like, peace and quiet, and you just feel the energy around her is so just calm and beautiful. I like that. You have the 4 of Pentacles too, just this solid foundation in the, the outer world, in the physical world too. Yeah, it's Capricorn energy, the devil card. So, it's a good freedom, it's a good release. It's like, in a way, they also help you break out of your jail by showing you different ways of thinking, different ways of looking at things. And it's like just the energy I feel that goes in between the two of you is just so compatible that it helps you get out of your mind. It helps you look at life and say, why am I so serious about stuff? Because I feel like they're just kind of like, when you go off on your thinking, they'll do something like tap, tap, tap on your brain. Is that thing on? And you're like, yeah, it is. They're like, let's turn it off. They'll grab your ear. We're going to turn off your brain. I like that. So it feels like a nice introduction. So I like that for you. A very good month, I feel. So that's what they want you to know right now. Of course, there's more, but that's what they just want you to know for right now. So there you go. Many blessings to you. And thank you again for your donation. So I like it. I like it. All right. And just make sure here. All right. And then a supernova, we got the triple threat. Boom, boom, boom. We've got Nope and the black cat and the black mustache. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. And thank you for your multiple donations. So for your first one here, we got the Nope sign. You want to know how are you being guided from spirit guides in your life currently? All right, great question. Let's take a look. So how are you being guided? That's so funny. Your spirit guides we guide you. We're spirit guides. It's what we do. We're like, yeah, we know. Perfect. Perfect timing. So, the look at they guide you with the balancing of the head and the heart that come in here. I like that they have the Queen of Wands underneath here too, because they got the black cat, which is the black cat that's there. But the big thing is that they will guide you by a lot about emotional energy. They help get you out of your mind by flooding you with different types of emotional messages. Um, It's like your mind can be so active and so loud that they're like, we won't be able to get her attention. Yeah. So they will send love. They'll send emotional energy to you. And you're just like suddenly you'll feel like, what is that? It's almost like there's a hug or something that comes. It's like a an energetic hug where you just feel this warmth and this, and they will guide you through emotion. Is a big way that they do it. You know, there's so many different ways, but this is like I feel like a major way. That's the bottom of the deck. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is this stable energy, and so they'll help guide you by again, it's this calmness that comes over you, and they will. It's like that gut instinct. They will really use that feeling, you know, that you have like down below your stomach, right? And it's like you'll either will feel this flow where it just feels like a fresh air, or you'll feel "Bleh," and when you feel a "Bleh," that's them kind of allowing you to realize that's not the most comfortable way for you to go, and so they'll allow that alarm to go off. Um, and then when they're kind of reinforcing it, um, they will do this, you know, kind of um, you know, I guess just trigger is all I can think of right now to say. Um, yeah, cold or cold air or warm, yeah, exactly. And they've got here, you've got here's the Knight of Cups, movement of emotion, but and then also they're saying that the 10 of Pentacles is they do have things influence in the outside world. So there's this emotion, but they'll combine it with something in the outside world too, whether it's having your cat do something, or like the temperature, or something falling, or seeing a bird, a certain bird. You know, there's different things that they will combine so that you know it's them, and they'll do double duty, but they'll primarily do it with emotion, but they'll add in other things to get your physical attention, because sometimes you'll get so caught up in the emotion in your mind that you get distracted and then they're like, so they'll throw something in the peripherals to where you see it and you're like, oh yeah, you know, which is great. They know us so well and they know what each of us needs and what needs to unfold. So I like that. And then you have the star card. Here's your dream. So, you know, a lot of what they guide you through is through your dreams, like your physical dreams, like in dreams in the outside world of what you want to be when you grow up. You know, how do I want to express my life, but also in your sleeping dreams. And so they know that when your mind is shut off while it's sleeping, they're like, oh good, we can talk to her now. her mind, her mind's always interrupting. So rude. That's funny. But you do have this, you know, energy that comes in. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The tingling and the sensation. And so I do see that here. Yeah, the Nine of Cups. You got the Nine of Cups and the Star. These are the two dreams come true cards. So they guide you a lot through music and through like the emotion drawing you towards your dream. And that's in uh, combination with your higher self. I was going to say communion, collaboration, maybe with your higher self, but they're drawing you and they're having you, you know, move this way and do these things and go in those directions. So I do like that for you. I mean, you got both of the dream come true cards, and then the 10 of Wands too. So here's that energetic surge. And you know, this 10 of Wands is like they'll flood you with a lot of energy, and they know just the right amount to encourage you, and the one to flood it enough where it overwhelms you and it makes you kind of hold back a little bit. And so they know the exact amount to help you move forward and to delay you too. So I'd like that for you as well. So yeah, they definitely, I feel like it's mainly emotional, but they have all those little things that they do too. So a lot of ways in that they guide and present that too. I know they know us so much. They know what we need. They know every thought, every emotion, so they can do all that. I know. Damn. Hey, Brenda. I did you first, so you're already done. If and thank you for your donation. If you rewind to the beginning, you'll be the first reading that was up. I think. Wait, let me make sure. I think you were. Yes, you were. Cha-ching! All right, so that's your first one there, Nova. And then the black kitty cat. Will you ever get back to a normal state of being? You feel like you don't feel like that same old normal. It's not the same. You mean back to your normal? That's what we always say. Get back to your normal. I don't think you'll ever be normal again. That's a compliment. We don't want to be normal. Blah. I'm going to be abnormal. If you ever seen Young Frankenstein, the old movie with um, Gene Wilder, it's funny. All right, so let's take a look here and see what does Spirit have to say here about how you're feeling and where you're headed here, and what does normal look like for you. Okay. Trust me, they tell me the same thing. I'm not normal. I never will be. So you got 1212. So 1212, uh, wonderful angel number. In fact, you might want to even just Google angel number 1212 and see what comes in with that. It's feels like it's a new beginnings and this duality together, but this mirroring too. And I like December 12th for you, if that's a date that means anything to you. But you've got the Nine of Wands, and the norm has been hitting your head up against a wall, and there's the bandage head there. And they're like, but that's not you anymore. You will transform and more into different things, and it's because you're letting old things go and becoming a new creation yourself. You're recreating yourself. So normal is going to be what you make normal. The old, you can't go backwards with where you have an awareness now because it feels like you were numb before and there's no more numbness. Now for what you're going to do and where you're going to head, you can't be numbnuts anymore. That's funny. Yeah. So you have this death and this rebirth. Like I was saying, you are becoming a new creation. You're like a phoenix reborn. You can't go back and be, the old who you have been. Yeah, numb is like you would shut down your feelings and not feel. And in comparison to feeling your feelings, you would stuff a whole lot. You spend a lot of your time stuffing emotion instead of feeling it. Yeah. And you have the Page of Cups, so and Knight of Wands, movement and questing for your power and a new higher way of feeling and with your emotions. So it is this, here's this the phoenix with the Knight of Wands rising from the ashes, allowing yourself this you know change, this transformation. I love that you have the Six of Cups on the bottom too, with this past life energy. They're like, "Which old norm? Do you mean last lifetime, the one before that, the one before that, or which one? You mean this lifetime or past lifetimes?" 'Cause there's so many, and there's so many to choose from. But the Nine of Cups is childhood, and it's like, you can't you can't go back and be a child. You've got too many things to do and too many places to go, being a child in the old sense of the way of a human child, you can't, but you can, be this, like a child, like in a trinity with the mother and father of all things. You can be an only child relationship with them, but that's where you're going, but you can't go backwards, you know? Yeah, and emotional stability. So there will be emotional stability in your future. So if you're like, well, that's the norm I want, but it's not a numbing or a pushing down of emotions. It's the stability of emotion because you're offered this Ace of Cups here, which is your self love versus the love you've had before from the outside world. Yeah. And here you go. So you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is seeing your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. You're in this beautiful place of, um like a garden with spirit. And the Two of Pentacles is balancing as well. So with the Four of Cups and the Two Pentacles, there is this mental stability, and the Two of Pentacles with the balancing of your outside world too. So I do feel like things balance out, but you go through this, with the Hierophant, your higher self calling you to this place where you see the capital T truths of who you truly want to be, who you truly are, not who you had been convinced you were before and who you were trying to be. So there's this authenticity as you move forward. So you do definitely have that, and the more that you go insane in your membrane, insane in your membrane. Um, but we're all insane because we all try to keep doing the same thing and expect different results until that's the definition of insanity. But when we're ready, we make changes and then things change. But you definitely do. I feel like you don't go back to being the old normal, the old way of being, but you find a new way, and it's a balanced way. And it's allows you to feel and flow with emotion, but not become, have an instability that connects with that. So I like that. So that is what they have for that. And then your third one, your mustache sticker. Thank you so much for your multiple donations. That's whoa. That's whoa. I'm going to take a quick sip here. Of my hot mushroom coffee. It's good stuff, Maynard. And so your third question is, why have you felt so differently and not been feeling so great lately? Why is it affecting you so dang much? All right. Let's find out. Of course, I'm not a licensed practitioner of any kind by humans. So disclaimer in the description box of the video. Made. All right. So you have the Eight of Wands on the bottom. This is a lot of energy that's been flowing into your life. And we'll find out here through these cards. You got 241, 241. Was that Sherlock Holmes? 241 B Baker Street? Sherlock Holmes, because you've been doing the investigating into your life and you've been releasing things, getting clogs out of your pipeline. You've been having these flows of these energies that have been having things bubble up to the surface. A lot of subconscious things that you're transforming and facing. And I feel like if you don't remember your dreams, I can understand why. Because I feel like your spirit team and your subconscious are working through things on that film screen of your dream time. And and so there is a lot of stuff that's, coming in and having that, transformative type of experiences. And so there's a lot of release. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's clarity and there's stuff that you're releasing and letting go of that was such a part of you for a while that you kind of feel lost at times, where you feel like I'm a third of the person I was because two-thirds of my emotional body has been transformed, right? And so you feel almost an emptiness and aimlessness at times, it feels like. And you're like, who am I? I don't even know who I am because you're transforming. And it's like taking a big table that was full of all this stuff that was just piled on it, taking it all off, and then you're choosing what you're putting back on the table. It's like you're redefining yourself. So all the other definitions, but for a moment, it feels freaking scary because there's nothing on it and you feel empty. And um, it's like, it's okay though, because we're undefined and now I get to choose who I am. And so you are putting back onto the table that you want, but there is this feeling out of pocket kind of energy that is there. Yeah. And in a way, a piece of you is dying, right? That's a phoenix. If you watched Harry Potter, when his phoenix was old, it caught on fire and came to ashes, and from the ashes came the new phoenix, right? The renewed, refreshed, stronger. And I feel like that's what's coming, in with all this here. And but I don't see that you are physically um fated to die. So right now, I mean, we all are eventually, but not like anytime soon. So definitely, if you're feeling anything, go seek professional help for sure. Don't be like, I feel like I'm dying. Well, bruddaZEN said I was fine. If you feel like, I need to go to the hospital, go to the emergency room or go to hospital. You guys don't use it's just go to hospital, right? We say the here in the US. But yeah, you've got this, um, Seven of Cups is a lot of emotional confusion, a lot of emotions that are flying all over the place. And the King of Pentacles has to do with trying to find a solid foundation in the outside world, but we won't find it out there. We only find that stability when we turn inward and upward, find that that's the only stable thing we have in this realm is the eternal unconditional love of the higher realms, and that we're able to, have this solidity, stability when we turn inward and upward. But the outside world will bring us this feeling of confusion and like we're all over the place. Um, let's see what else they have here. Yeah, so you're leaving behind emotions that don't serve you anymore, as we were saying. So that's that emotional release that you're going through can do a lot of that. Here's that Nine of Wands, that hitting up against the wall. It's the letting go of this old things. Um, Even the Two of Swords and the Page of Swords. As you're closing your eyes and you're opening your heart, and with all of that, you are looking at, you know, the fears that you have in a different way. So you're becoming more and more aware of things. And when we do that, our bodies go through changes. If you're not, especially if you're not eating well and drinking well, drinking a lot of water, you're not getting enough rest. When you're in a way abusing your body and punishing yourself, then that's when we don't feel so well, right? But when we treat our body like we love it, our body physically will feel a lot better too, right? Going out for a walk, getting away from all the chaos, getting the blood flowing. Yeah, dropped a lot of weight. Yeah. By starving yourself. So, but that's good, that you're, you know, realizing that I need to prioritize my body. Yeah. Yeah. And that has to do with that subconscious stuff we talked about. So you definitely, what's number one on your list? Find that counselor, right? Yeah. Because it all brings us back to the Ace of Cups, which is finding our self-love, finding our self-worth. And when we feel uncomfortable in our skin and comfortable in our lives, just all of our self-worth, when we define ourselves by the outside world, then we feel unstable and we don't like who we are. We don't like who everyone else is, what the world is, because it feels so unstable. There's so much fear noise, right? We have so many supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts, and no one lives up to any of them, but everyone, you know, keeps telling each other, we got to try. And it's like, no, we don't. We surrender, we let go, right? And we allow this, beautiful release, that comes in, right? And we just allow ourselves to be here now with Creator and just see that we can love everything that is right now. We don't have to be something further down the road, right? Yeah, yeah. So I would definitely get to counseling ASAP, right? Because they're going to help you understand and give you tools to bring that subconscious stuff up and transform that stuff, to where you feel comfortable in your skin, where you love your skin, you know, and you don't cut your skin, you don't do anything like that, right? It's like I just I love who I am, and I'm comfortable in my body, and then so that's good. Okay, so that's what they have for you, my dear. So definitely make that priority. Write a number one down, put counselor ASAP, exclamation, because that's the beginning. We talked about that over the last weeks, right? And that it is a pivotal time in your life, and that helps you with it so much that they keep harping on it, that it is something that just transforms everything. So um it's like that's a priority above everything. Yeah. Very good. They know. You're so funny. So hang in there, my dear. You are powerful. And then I'll jump down to your next one here in a moment, but I do have another one that came in first. So we'll go to your diamond one here in a moment. Yeah, well, I do. It's like thinking. It's more like, for me, it's like remembering that someone said something. That's where it kind of comes in. Like I'm remembering that they said something, and that's how it comes through. I don't hear it audibly, just for anybody listening out there, so they don't put me in a little padded cell. I don't hear the audible voices yet, or even speaking to me, but it's like a memory, and it's like a knowing has how mine comes through. So, all right, so Maria, you are up next. Yeah, definitely, yeah, yeah, just get some clarity on all that there. And let's see here. X, you can be added on the list. Just put your question, and that adds you onto the list. And mushroom coffee sounds yummy. It is. It is yummy, Lucky. So good. So good. And good for you. All right. So Maria, thank you for your donation and inviting us into The Days of Our Lives, starring David and Maria. Hello, hello. All right. Take a quick sip here. So, let's take a look here. Yeah. So, did David think of you today? Holiday or day after holiday, right? His thoughts and feelings towards you today. Okay. Thoughts, feelings. What's coming towards your connection with David? All right. Really? Okay. Anything cute or even goofy from David to you? That's funny. Anything cute and goofy? All right. All right. So let's take a look here. So, did they think of you today? Well, they're kind of a homebody today. So they are working on their home, the Four of Pentacles. So it looks like they're back into doing their home improvements. So let's see what their thoughts and feelings were with all of this here. Well, so we've got the Tower card coming in. We have the Star card, which is the dream come true card, right? And the Three of Swords. So their feelings today, maybe this lightning is did their house catch on fire with fireworks? I'm just kidding. I don't think it did. But they've got this, I don't know, it kind of feels like they were in a bit of a, I'm gonna say, a bummed out mood if he's selling his home. Maybe he is. Or just improving it, like he got a fixer upper and he's fixing her up, but making it his own now that he has got money flowing in, being the manager, you know. But it feels like they have this dream and they feel like there's some fears around their dream being blown out of the water, and that their dream can't come true, kind of energy. There's just like there's this um that's why I feel like they kind of feel a little bummed, just like they can't figure out how to make all their dreams come true without having something sacrificed, and they're just like they keep on hitting a wall with it, and they're just trying to make everything work, and it just feel like nothing's working out. So they're trying to figure through all this, right? Yeah, about work. Yeah. Oh, during no work. Yeah, I kind of figure he's trying to catch up on everything, right? Just overwhelmed. Yeah, happy fourth. Oh, boo doo boo doo boo boo. Yeah. So I do see that here. Let's see what else we have here, though. What's coming towards your connection here? Let's see, I like it. You just can't make it up. You just can't make it up. So, you've got this um, call to see things from a higher perspective. Here's all the fears, right? The thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that stand between it and the higher self, wanting to see things from a different perspective. And we got the Four of Cups, which is emotional stability and having something being offered that's different from the others that they've had in their life, right? And let me see, I got to cover some of this up for YouTube. But you got the Lovers and the Ten of Pentacles, which does, I mean, these are two of the relationship cards that come in here. So it does feel like if they can get past these fears and we can look at things from a different perspective, that there is this possibility for that to go in that direction, but this nightmare, these fears that they have, which coming back to these fears of all of this that comes in with this the dreams come true. It just feels like that they wish they could have this, and this is where they'd like to take it, but they we come to the fears. you know this is what keeps holding them back, of the what would end up happening. How would they be perceived? Would they be shooting themselves in the foot, shooting you in the foot? you know yeah, exactly. I feel like it's mainly fears from work. I don't feel like they have like a lot of fears of relationships themselves so much as well, I'm gonna back that up a little bit. As I say that, they're showing me like well beyond the norm. Like they're not super fearful, like I can't have a relationship. They're just kind of like they've had stuff that didn't work out, and so that's why relationships are not so much like they're not consumed by it or obsessed with it so much, because they've had relationships before, and things really didn't unfold, and um it's like that's why they look at home and job and these things, because these things they think they can control more than these relationships that they've had, and that's why it's kind of like a cost benefit analysis. They kind of weigh things and go, uh, that's why I don't feel like they're in any kind of relationship, because they're just focused on career and home, developing all this other stuff. And then eventually they're like, then maybe I'll find someone along the way. But then, you know, the work thing, like you're saying, it's the work roles. And they're like, I can't ruin all of that for the sake of an individual, because what if they break up with me a week later? I just lost everything, and I think that's this where this fear comes in, the fear of disappointment, the fear of losing it all, having it all ripped away. And they've tried so hard to get where they are. And so that's, the battle that rages within them there. Yeah, and it's not so much whether you would respect your work roles, it's what the upper management would feel about a a relationship within the work environment at their level, and how that's perceived, and what kind of trouble, legal, if you're like, not that you would do this, but they've had situations where, well, they won't hire me because we had a fight, it's all that stuff. And he's just like drama. But you know I don't, not that they would feel that you would do that, but they're just like, it's just so much, right? But something cute or goofy is this Six of Swords. And when I saw this, I saw like this Vegas. In Vegas, they have these those little people that it's like Venice. I think it's like a little mini Venice, and they even have a waterway where you gondola, something like that, right? Where they're on there and they guide you through. Well, he's dressed up as a Frenchman with his little fake mustache, going like this, and he's taking you on this tour through the gondola, through this Vegas, this mini Vegas fake Venice that's there. And I think that's hilarious, because I feel like he has a sense of humor like that. Oh, bonjour, mademoiselle. We take you on the tour, and so I just feel like there's this really funny side to them when they let themselves go. They're just so so much of the time that they can really, you know, become a character, like you said, as well. so, so that's what they have for you right now, my dear, my dear. Um, so hang in there, enjoy the weekend. But thank you for your donation and the checkup. It's always fun to tap in and see what's going on with David. Such a workaholic. Yeah, he's just so much, trying to achieve so much, almost too much, right? So that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Right. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Nova. So we have your diamond donation with a new donation here. And let me see here. I don't think I see. Let me see here. Scroll, 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 scroll. Did you ask your fourth question? Let me see. Uh, don't think. You say you trip out and swear. Maybe you have, what do they call it? Tourette's? Do you have Tourette's? It happens. So I don't see your fourth question anywhere, Nova, unless I overlooked it. I don't think I see it yet. So as soon as you put it down there, we will jump down to it. Shuffle these up here. But while we are waiting, for the sake of time, I'm going to jump up to the top and we'll look at our first free reading, which is Ateshi Singh. See, we're trying to save a turtle. Trying to save a turtle, but you couldn't. And ever since you've been having dreams about turtles. Can you tell me what spirit is trying to tell me? It's haunting you. The turtle has returned. I'm just kidding. It's the ghost of turtles past. Let's take a look. So, all right. What do we have here? Yeah. So you've been dreaming about turtles here. You have the 10 of cups and the ace of pentacles. It's, this is joy and celebration and look at, opportunities in the future. I feel like while you're dreaming about the turtle, there's this guilt of that you couldn't control it. There's a fear of that you couldn't, it was something outside your control. And this goes beyond the turtle, though. The turtle just represents something that you feel that you're losing or have lost in your life that you couldn't stop, you couldn't, where you felt out of control before. And this turtle, it's funny, this turtle chose to come into your life as the reminder, as the trigger point to help you remember something from early in your life, even 7 years old and younger, to look at and understand it. And, it's because the Ace of Pentacles is like an event, a situation that happened. And with the 10 of Cups here was the ending of joy and so a beginning of some sorrow that happened, which I normally wouldn't have read that way from these, but this is what they're bringing in. It's just like it was an ending of joy, and there was some sorrow where you either lost a pet or a loved one or a situation or something when you were younger that you stuffed it. And here is the turtle coming in as this messenger to help you remember and trigger what you had stuffed before, so you could see now that it was outside of your control. You did the best you could in the moment, and to be able to release that. And that also helps you release these feelings around your current event with the turtle, but it goes backwards. And so all these dreams about turtles, the turtles represent different people, but the turtle is safe. It's a way for your mind to be able to be okay. If it's the turtle, okay, but if you remember who it really is, you know, then it's like, oh, I know who it is. I know what happened. I know this what happened when you were like 7 years old and younger that you pushed down. And that's what's coming up with that. So that is what they have for you, Ateshi. So hopefully that makes sense. And that's what they have for you. So many blessings. Right. All right. And then supernova. All right. There is question number 4. So, what insight and clarity do spirit guides want to share about your life and how you became so reckless with your body? She neglected self care. Now you're talking about yourself in third person. Now I'm really getting scared. I'm just kidding. Trying to make you laugh, Nova. I'm trying to make you laugh. All right. Let's take a look here. Anything else? Okay. 1, 2, 2. All right. Let's see what we got here. So your first card here, not Tourette's. Yeah, that would be Kurt. Kurt cussing Kurt. Let's take a look here. So, so you got the star card coming in here, and so part of this dream and this overwhelmingness when you look at your entire yeah, you're like, damn. But when you're looking at the entire dream and everything, and and seeing like like into the future, how far, when you look that far, it's overwhelming, and fear really kicks in, you know, because and this is what comes in here. When you become reckless, like you said, with your body, it's like this self-punishment, like your inner child feels like you don't deserve that dream. You don't deserve these things because they were taught that when you were younger. That's the subconscious stuff that you've dealt with stuff, but there's some stuff, like I said, that this counselor is going to be able to help you transform and bring up and go, oh, wow. It's like going to be a light bulb going off, but it has to do with I feel like there's this dream, the dream that you have, that your inner child battles it because they have never felt they've been worthy of things, and so they're like, you don't deserve that yet, no, and then so it goes into fight or flight mode, and that's when all this stuff hits. Because when a 2-year-old feels unsafe and out of control, then it does all sorts of stupid stuff, right? So, there's the stuff that's within that just can be brought to the surface and questioned in a calm way, when we're in a safe environment. And that's why I feel the counselor can just really be a nice sounding board in a place that you feel safe, where your inner child feels safe and is able to share how it felt and the things that the beliefs that it has about worthiness. And so it will do all sorts of stuff to sabotage, going, no, 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 you can't go there. We don't deserve that. We're going to get punished if you go do that. No. And so the little 2-year-old is going to hit you over the head with this little Tonka trunk, a truck. No. And and that's where I feel like this recklessness comes in, is because, you're in fight or flight mode and your inner child is freaking out, going, like if you ask for something or take something that you don't deserve, you're going to get punished. So it has this belief about punishment. You're going to get in trouble. We're going to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. No, no. a toy rubber hammer. Well, that would be a lot better, but, 2-year-olds don't think that smart. They're just thinking, "This metal truck won't hurt your head." Right? So, there is this balancing, with the Justice card, the balancing out of things, cutting away of the old mindsets, and coming into this place. Here's that place of peace and safety with the Nine of Pentacles, which is about, being to ourselves and away with spirit. It's the safe environment. I'm by myself and I'm in this safe place. Um, so, that is this balancing and this safety that comes in here. Yeah, and we all freak out. We all have anxiety attacks and different things when we go into true fight or flight mode, right? And so it happens among humans. We're not so much afraid of. We don't have as many physical dangers as more emotional monsters that we face, right? Yeah, and so this is all this Page of Wands and Page of Swords is new energy, new ways of thinking, and all these things too. So, and this is about the bottom of the deck. I understand now. Three of Wands is being able to change directions with all of this. The Hanged Man, seeing things from a different perspective, a transformation that happens. That's why this counseling is so much of the pivotal point, because you're 19 years old, right? Or turning 19. I think you already turned 19, but you don't have a user's manual that was given you, and you definitely don't have people around you physically that are in 1 month you'll be 19. Woo! um and so we've got this another Leo. I get a lot of Leos in here, which is amazing. It's a roaring energy, but it's you don't have the support around you, um, and the advice they give is um, unintelligent advice, right? So Pisces, hey, welcome, Divine Jane. So yeah, so I feel like they're showing you this is where this recklessness comes in, because they've got this, you know your inner child is sounding the alarm, sounding the alarm, sounding the alarm, and you don't realize it. It's almost like we black out in a way. We kind of, our intelligent side gets booted out of the control room. Excuse me. That little 2-year-old just goes at doing whatever it feels it wants to do, what it feels it deserves, and it's with its little warrior. So you can see my little kitty shogun warrior in there that's ready to just fight, attack, or run, and so that's what comes in, with that. So definitely, I'm glad you wrote down that number one counselor, because um, and what's great is where they give advice in your head. Yeah, yeah, I hear you, sister. I'm not the people are like, wow, you know so much. And I'm like, no, it's like I learned how to get on the internet. They're like, wow, you know so much. I know how to get on the internet and search Google. That's like with spirit. I learned to listen. That's my biggest achievement, and they're the smart ones. So I like that. And they are the ones that are your support. It's someone that's a third party that won't judge you, that will listen, that will give you support, and give you tools, and they're in your corner. They don't have ulterior motives. They don't try to control you or do whatever. So yeah, I hear you, Divine Jane. Yes, supernova is our nearly 19-year-old. Yeah, exactly. That's spirit, that's your spirit guides, and we did choose our lives and our youths, on purpose. I know I chose my family to be distant and where I felt very abandoned growing up because it had me tune into the spirit world very early in the world, um, and, um, not that I spoke with spirit and stuff, but I it was like getting used to that aloneness, and then it wasn't loneliness, but it was aloneness, and then when I began connecting with spirit, then it even more so. So, young as a truck. You're as young as a truck. Oh, divine Jane, you young whippersnapper. You're so funny. Spring chicken, 43. You're so funny. So so hang in there, Supernova. I feel like, you know, you're like a fetus, yeah, in comparison. It's like, I think I remember what it was like being 43. Yeah, that's right. You're being born, reborn. Right, Nova. So hang in there, my dear. Hopefully that helps a little bit understanding. And, when you feel that recklessness arrive, you can just imagine yourself holding your little inner child so you can get into counseling and just say, I got you. I got you, boo. I got you. You're safe. I'm not going to let anything happen to you. I will kick their butt. So I like it. Very good. Much love to you. All right. And then Infinity, you are up. Thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like. There it is down here. All right. You're so damn welcome. Love you. So, Infinity, why doesn't your family want to help me and support your success? Are you related to Nova? No, I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you because it feels like, so many of us have unsupportive families when we were growing up, and they probably thought we were unsupportive too, or are unsupportive now, even. Um, so you wanna is there anything you can do to make it better? Are they right about you when they look down on you so much? No. No, 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 no. All right, let's pull some cards. But, just in general, for every one of us, because I'm sure this room is full of people with families that, are imperfect because no family is perfect. We're all human beings, these characters anyway, right? And we all have a dream. We all have a dream of being loved and being lovable and being good enough, and so everyone has that same dream, but everyone also has the same fear of not being lovable, being rejected, being worthless. And when any human being feels that way, that's when alarms go off and we feel out of control. And that's when that little 2-year-old and the pet hissing cat is in charge, and all we know to do is self-survival. Our survival instinct kicks in, and we do stupid stuff, unloving, uncaring, unintelligent, because when we go into fight or flight mode, we boot out the intelligent, compassionate, loving side because we don't want to think, we don't want to be compassionate towards that giant jaguar that's walking towards us, licking its chops. Come here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Rah, we don't want that. We're gonna fight or run like heck, and we go into survival mode. So when people feel unsupportive, when people are attacking, when people um, we think they're looking down on us, really what they're doing is they are trying to feel better about themselves. So if you look at most people, most children, they usually say, unless you're a baby taken to a Buddhist monastery when you're born and raised, you're going to have this low self-esteem in your life because we are inundated with so many rules about who we're supposed to be, what we have to do to be lovable, and all these things, right? That we feel like we're down here and everyone else is up here. Well, this person also feels they're down here, but you're up here. And you're like, how's that possible? Low self esteem. How's this possible? Low self esteem, right? That's what we're taught. Punished, we're not good enough. You have to try harder to be lovable, right? Long list. And so when family, let's say they think you're here and they're down here, there's a couple ways that humans will try to get themselves where they at least feel equal. One, they will destroy you and feel like they're bringing you down to where they're at, right? But what's really happening in your mind, you are here and they feel like they're pushing you further down here, right? You're like, why are they doing that to me? Well, in their mind, they're doing this, right? So it's all about our perceptions of things. There's also people who will boast themselves up to try to make themselves equal with us. They don't believe the crap that they're saying, but they're boasting, trying to feel like I'm at least equal to you. But again, when we're this way and they're boasting, we feel like they're wanting to look down on us and become more and more and more and more that, right? And then there's people that will boast and destroy to bring us down to this, right? But their goal isn't to be above. They're just trying to get to equal. But everyone, it's like everyone feels like everyone's pushing them down or raising themselves higher. And then we freak out, and then I need to destroy them or boast about myself. I need to get up there. When we realize, that's our human psyche, the little inner child that goes into that fight or flight mode, and that cat is whispering in its ear, attack, 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 or run away and hide. And so spirit just wants everyone to know that, it's human nature to be, when it freaks out, when their inner child feels unsafe or out of control, it's going to do what it feels a 2-year-old would do to feel safe and in control. Stupid, unloving, uncompassionate things because they haven't learned yet. The intelligent side of a person, an emotionally intelligent side, gets booted out. That's why someone that can be so level-headed about most things freaks out, and you're like, "What the heck just happened?" Because whatever trigger it was triggered the inner child, and that normal person's gone. And there's little, you can just imagine, whoop, a little 2-year-old version of them with a hissing shogun warrior cat are ready to come to their aid. So hopefully that, helps you see the perspective of that, your family may not want to support your success because they already feel they're low, that you're already a success. And by helping you just makes them feel even worse about themselves, right? Because why else would um, how would an emotionally mature, intelligent person act? They would support you if they're confident in themselves. But people who are not confident in themselves cannot support people because that means I have to sacrifice myself. And, you know, if I truly feel I am priceless, then I can support people all day long to bring them up to priceless as well. But if I feel I'm worthless, then all I can do is bring people down to also feel worthless along with me, right? Misery loves company. Come back down here and be miserable with the rest of us. Why should you be able to be successful when I can't? So this is the foundation of their actions, right? So they're not right about you when they look down on you. Um, they are not looking down on you. You think they're looking down on you by your perspective, but they're actually thinking, "Why are you looking down on us?" That's the way that the mirrors work, right? So some things you can ask yourself, anything you can do to make this better for yourself is to ask yourself, how do you look down on yourself? Because they're the mirror for you. If you're looking at, they're just a mirror. And if you're like, look at, they're looking down on me, it's like, no, it's you looking down upon yourself. And you can see, like, oh, how, why don't I support myself in my success? How am I not supporting myself in my success? Because these mirrors you're seeing with your family are for you to see how you're not doing that for you. So hopefully that helps with all that. Let's also put some cards. But I feel like that was for more than just you. I feel like that is good for all of us to realize that as long as there's a human involved, there's a chance that they're going to freak out and become a 2-year-old and act like one. So it's like, how do you trust a human? I don't. I trust spirit. I trust the higher self behind the human characters, but humans, it's just you don't trust them with much. You don't trust them with something that you're afraid to lose, because as soon as they feel unsafe or out of control, they will abandon you and take off. And so you don't trust them with anything that is valuable. You trust spirit, creator. They have unconditional love and they never fear. That's too funny, but it's true. All right. So let's see what else we have here, Infinity. All right. Yeah. So you've got the Death and Rebirth card and the Knight of Wands coming in. So, when we put an end to how we're looking to the outside world for our worth, we get all this energy. We take our power back. And there is this rebirth that happens when I realize I don't need my family or anyone's um, validation or support for my worth. I find that inward and upward from Creator. I base my worth on the eternal, unconditional love of the spirit world. That's my definition. So then the outside world can be whatever it's going to be. Doesn't impact who I am. It just, is stuff that happens. I get to create my stories, my emotions, my, energy, my actions. I can't control anything else. So I focus all that on my own. I can't make anyone feel or do anything, but I don't have to make anyone else happy either. I am in charge of my happiness. They're in charge of theirs. I can give someone the world, they can still choose to be unhappy. And so this is that Knight of Wands is on this quest of stepping into our power and taking our power back, realizing that I get to control everything going on inside me. No one can take that from me. People can do all sorts of stuff in the outside world, but that doesn't change what's going on in here, right? And you have the Knight of Pentacles too. Got the fastest moving knight with the Knight of Fire, and then you have the slowest moving knight with the Knight of Pentacles, which, you can stop and observe and look at all the drama with that Five of Wands. That's all your family having drama. And you're just on this horse, on this quest for your self-worth. That's what that Ace of Pentacles is. And you're like, I'm on my quest for my self-worth, and you're just kind of like, it's not over there with this drama that's going on. That's not where my self-worth is. You're like, I'm on my own quest, So you're on this quest for your power and for your definition of yourself, and it's a powerful one. And so when you realize, what you can do to make you better is question, how am I supporting myself? How am I not supporting myself? How am I not looking down on me? How am I looking down on me? And looking at those things, because those things you can control. Out there, you can't make them better. That's their own journey. But you can stop comparing yourself, or you're looking for their validation, because they can't. They can't give you something they don't have for themselves, right? So if they don't have that self-worth, then they can't give you that support if they can't support themselves, right? So hopefully that helps Infinity and anyone else that was listening to that. That's what they have for you. So many blessings. Thank you again for your donation. Always appreciate those. All right. So let's take a look here. So boom, 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 boom. We had left off. Yeah, we only had done a Teshi. So New Love is the next free reading up. So what's going on with P? There's no contact. Is it over with him? All right. Well, cards can fly now. So what's going on with them? Yeah, I feel like they're on this journey here. You got two major arcana. We've got the Death card, which I feel like does say that it's over with them. But the Hierophant is that both of you are on this journey of seeing things from a higher perspective, seeing the capital T truth of who you really are, what you really want to do in this life, who you really want to be with, and a lot of clarity coming in. So, the interaction that you guys have had together was to reveal truths to you. So, it's not a waste. It wasn't an accident. It was on purpose. But stepping back and looking at it and going, okay, what did I learn from this? Otherwise, you're just going to end up with them in someone else's body with the same stuff, right? Because we'll continue to have the teachers come into our life to continuously show us what we want to see about ourselves till we see it, right? Trust me, I know. I did. I had the same person in someone else's body for several of my relationships until I was like, I get it. So that's what they have for you, New Love, right? So hang in there. All right. Many blessings. Right. And then Dollface Diva, you are up next. And messages from Spirit. All right. Let's see. What do Spirit have here for you? Okay. All right. So you've got the Knight of Cups here, which is this emotional movement, and the Four of Pentacles. This feels like some sort of emotional connection or movement with home. So I'm not sure if you are wanting. Sorry, I was cracking my back. I wasn't acting weird. Like my neck was sore this morning, and I'm just trying to crack it. Oh, okay, there we go. Um, this movement, the mobility, is that what this is about? But there is this, the Four Pentacles is the feelings of home, and this Knight of Cups is, emotional movement. And I feel as soon as I saw the cards, I feel like there's something going on with what you would call home, with like family. And I just feel like it's important. Um, I feel like you can bring, like, you're a knight in shining armor. You arrive with this love. And I feel like if you can visit physically, I feel like your hugs will transform things. Just feel like there's something going on there in the home life, you know, some tough times, some people going through some stuff. And I don't know if they would even really talk about it. I feel like you would have to be there and be like, I'm not leaving. I know something's going on. And they're like, then they can't hold it together anymore. Tears. But I feel like there is something going on there, and they're guiding you to contact home, visit home, um, because I feel like your brightness and your huge heart will just help. So I like that for you. So hopefully that makes sense to you, and that's what's coming in. So many blessings to you, oh big hearted one. All right. And then Patricia, you are up. Will your nephew be home this weekend? All right. Let's take a look here. Is the nephew going to be at home this weekend? With the Knight of Wands and the World card, this is endings and beginnings, new adventure. If they are, it's going to be like a pew pew kind of thing going on here, because there's so much fire, so much beginnings, adventure. I'm off onto a new adventure. I don't feel like I feel like it's like a stop through. I don't feel like they are, going to be at home this weekend. I feel like they stop by home this weekend and then they're off onto this adventure, if that makes sense. It just feels like they're fire, 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 fire. World is last card in the major arcana, followed by the Fool card. Freedom, adventure, limitless, kind of energy that comes in. So I feel like maybe just briefly, but just like nonstop. It's just, someone who kind of comes home and then they're off with friends or off onto going somewhere else really, really fast is the kind of energy I'm feeling. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what they have for you, Patricia. So many blessings to you. Right. And then we have up next, Swaroop Bobby wants CH's current feelings. Let's take a look here. So what are CH's current feelings? All right. So we've got the Seven of Pentacles, which is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. And it's kind of this indecisiveness. They're kind of standing there looking at, is this what I want? I don't know. I don't know what I want. The Judgment card that has that angel, their higher self, calling their human to see things from a different perspective. And I just feel like they don't know what they want in life. And they're just kind of going, well, I know I planted that. I know it's growing there. I see the fruit growing, but is that what I want? I don't know. What do I want? I was told I should want that, but do I want that? I don't know. This is the kind of conversations that are flying around, and they're like allowing me to tap into their brain and their heart, and just feels like it's confusion and uncertainty that's there. And it's undecided right now, so I don't know where they're going or what they're doing. But that's the kind of energy I'm feeling is coming in there right now. So that's what they got for you right now, Swaroop. So you don't have to wait around for their feelings. How do you feel about them? How do you feel about yourself? Those you can do something about. What's going on over there? Good luck. All right. So hang in there. Many blessings. All right. And then QV Love, hello. Will you have a best friend other than a lover in the near future? All right. Let's take a look here. In the near future, right? Yeah, I feel like you will here. You have the Ace of Pentacles, which is an opportunity of something new coming into your world. So since we're specifically asking that, we have that. You have the Six of Swords, which is about leaving behind old ways of thinking and moving into new ways of thinking and being kind of open-minded and where you're going. There could be, I don't know if you're going anywhere over water, but it feels like travel. It feels like movement. Maybe if you're doing something differently than you normally have done before, I feel like that's where you're going to meet them. So I do feel like there's definitely is someone that comes in here. I don't know. Do you have like a hobby or something? I just feel like there's this. They show me pottery in my head, like doing pottery. Um, when it's about living your passion, because that's something that someday I'm like, I'd love to do that someday. Um, so it's like a passion, it's a dream. And it's like if you go do something, that's where you'll meet them. Something that you want to do that's a passion of yours, you bump into someone that also is that, whether it's culinary, painting, it's something creative and artistic or imaginative, and you meet someone and you're just like, boom, besties, like almost immediately, because you're doing something you both love, and that's something that you guys can do together. That's your lover. Well, I'm going to do that. Well, that's right. I got my best friend that I'll go with, So it's that kind of thing that comes in there. So I like it for you, Kiwi Love. So go do that exciting thing. All right. So many blessings to you. Okay. Continuing down the list here. So thank you guys for your patience here. Whoa, boom, boom, boom. Sorry, a bunch of ones came in here. So let's see. Let me just make sure we left off. So Alice, I left off with you for the free readings here. So, Infinity, thank you for your additional donation here. Let's give that a love and a like there. And you want to know, will you be able to reach financial security and maybe marriage while H is still with us? All right, let's take a look here. Let's go take a quick sip here. All right. All right. Well, it looks pretty positive here. I mean, we've got the King of Cups, which is the balancing of the head and the heart, but it also feels like this is like, I don't know, like an elder, that's what I feel like. It's like the one of the ancestors, right? So I don't know if this is grandpa or someone of age. That's why you're wondering if they'd still be there. But them sitting in the throne, it's like, are they this matriarch or patriarch? It's like, am I going to be able to do all this? Now you have the Three of Wands coming in here, which is about, choosing to go a different direction. You've got this page, this passion, and I feel like, there's this just this acceptance, and I feel like with their energy coming in here is like, as we get older, yeah, I'm almost 60. I'm 57 years old. I know I don't look it because of the filter, but there's this uh as you get older, you care a lot less about all the supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts. You realize how much of your life you end up investing energy into trying to check off these things of acceptability and lovability. I can guarantee you that, that they're going, do what you want, go do what you don't have to prove yourself to me. I love you as you are. There's nothing you can do to make me love you any more than I do already. So take off the pressure. They're like temperance. Be patient. Allow things to unfold. You know, Life is a journey. One of the things I learned in my life, which I feel like they're telling you, is because they're like tapping it, going, their higher self is going boop. Um, you never catch up on all your emails. There's always something on the to-do list, and you can change it to a could-do list. And they're like, you never are ever, ever, ever 100%, caught up. And they are proud of you already. There's nothing you can do to make them think any differently. Um, and this comes back to what we were talking about defining yourself by the pride that they have in you. What if they weren't proud of you? It has nothing to do with you. We don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. So if I'm not proud of someone, that's a mirror telling me I'm not proud of myself. So if someone tells me I'm proud of you, I'm like, oh, you're proud of yourself. It's like that's what all this stuff means. Everyone's looking in a mirror. If you could just imagine everyone walking into one of the like a bathroom with that has the mirrors all along in front of the sinks, everybody's pointing at it, saying stuff to it. That's what this world is when we see it, from that perspective of things. It's like everyone is talking to themselves. Everyone is seeing themselves. Just it's in a mirror, and there's this freedom that comes. But like their higher self, there's nothing you can do to make them any more prouder and any more loving for you because they love you unconditionally, eternally. The human characters, they're going to be the character that they're going to be, right? Um, you have your hierophant, the hierophant who's the teacher, your higher self, showing you the capital T truth of who you really are. And, with this Two of Swords, it's about closing your eyes and opening your heart, And, when we look at things and we realize that what we see with these things, it's a small, small, small smidgen that this interprets. We have so many billions and billions of things that get picked up by all of our senses that go into our brain, and only a very, very small amount gets processed in here. And there's colors, there's things that we can't see, things that we can't hear because of the vibrations, that we only see so much. And so when we're like, whoa, this all, is in our subconscious picking up things, but we don't see the world clearly. That's why, closing our eyes and opening our hearts, we see life more clearly. So I like that. So hopefully that helps. Right, so that is what they have for you, Infinity. So for that question, I see you have another one. Supernova, you're in between that though with your rose stickers. So thank you for your additional donation. You want to know how do spirit guides support your creativity and artistic endeavors? Even in writing, it looks sometimes you feel the words and then sitting helping you write. Oh yeah. Let's take a look here. All right, let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about writing here? Okay, yeah. I love it when we get these confirmations. Here's the calling card, right? We always have the musical instrument waking you and having you rise from the dead. So, one of the big pieces of how they guide and support you is they help ignite this passion within you, and with guidance of your soul and spirit and everybody, they help make things that are not in alignment with your heart dull. And and they don't make things dull as much as they make things that align with your higher calling, what you're wanting to do, exciting and full. They leave the other stuff alone. That takes care of itself. It's already not fulfilling. And so, dull. um and so they shine. It's like they shine a flashlight, or they're showing me like you're a cat, and they do the red dot towards your dream, so you go chase after your dream. That's funny. So it's exciting. You're like, look at, there it is, the red dot. I want to run after it. That's funny. Yeah. And the moon. So we got all the emotional subconscious stuff so much below the surface that bubbles around beneath there, that this subconscious below the surface, behind the scenes. They do a lot of that kind of stuff to help support. They'll bring things in through the subconscious, but it's all at behest of your higher self, that they're like, bring that through. And so they'll bring it through through the basement, and then it just comes up and you're like, oh wow. And this is what you're talking about, where sometimes I hear words or feel words, or things just drop into my head or come across it. They're doing all these things to bring those forward to you. And here's that they will also remove things out of the way that don't serve you, to make an opening, and for the path to you to move down, and to make space within you to house all that creativity. So part of what they're doing is, this overhaul. This, sometimes it feels like your tower's burning down. This is when you get all those other feelings. They're clearing things out. They're clearing clogs to have emotion be able to flow, and emotional energy and spiritual unconditional love energy to flow. And sometimes it's those clogs that have to get, removed out. And that's when these things come forward, right? So it's that purging. That's where, like, I feel like this counselor is going to be a huge pivotal time because they are helping remove they're like the roto-rooter, the person that comes and clears out the sewage line, right? But it's the emotional sewage that they're clearing out, and they're allowing all the stuff to move, so more of this powerful energy is able to flow, so they help remove obstacles with this, right? Yeah. And your higher self, interacts with your human self here too, this beautiful, energy that comes in and comes in with all of this. So I do like this, inner strength that comes in and this courage and all the Leo energy. So, here's your energy. They have that to work with. They're like, these are tools that it's like if you purchase a vehicle and it has capabilities to do stuff, they can flip the switches to make stuff happen. So with you choosing to be born when you did, you have this Leo energy, this courage, this natural energy to attract people that will be just mesmerized by your playing and your presence, because that's what fire sign energy does for people, especially Leos, because it's a lot about the being seen, and and they have a natural draw for that too. Yeah. And again, let me just cover this up a little bit. So you've got the star card. Here's the dream card again, and the magician. So, this energy, they work with a lot with your energy. And what I mean is they don't control it. What energy you give them is what they're able to work with. And so I like this because they're, saying here that, you know, um, they can support you as far with your creativity and artistic endeavors and everything like that by what energy you focus on. When you're grateful, you have gratitude and that higher vibration, they can do so much with that because that's creative energy, right? And so when we're at that higher vibration, joy and unconditional love and all of that, that's so much energy. They're like, oh yeah, we can do this. It's like having a bonfire, and they can do so much with all of that versus a little lighter going here. When we're in our lower vibration, there's hardly any. And it's like when you have a lighter set on its lowest, where it's this little, you're like, here, would you like to use that? And they're like, well, maybe I can do a firecracker on there, but they're like, can't do a whole lot with that. And so it's like, help us help you, kind of energy coming in. I like it. Funny, funny, funny. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. And then Infinity. Thank you for your additional donation. Let's give that a love and a like. And for everyone else, Mark Shira, we will get to your reading as well. I'm going to be headed off here in about 5 minutes or so to go spend about an hour with my Praying Mantis members. And then I'll be back to complete all readings, all free readings. So I will return, but it might just be about an hour and a half-ish, depending. So hang in there. We will get you some answers tonight, too. All right. Love you, Nova. So you are very welcome. So would it be a good idea to offer to help H and G even if I have to move closer? Would it be a good idea to ask them for help in terms of resources? All right, let's take a look here and see what Spirit has. So, we'll see here. Okay. And then, good idea, ask for resources. All right. All right. So, I don't know about moving close to him. Here's the Hierophant. That was one of the cards that we got for them, right? And the Ace of Swords, this is like um talking to them. I feel because the Ace of Swords is like communication. Before you decide anything, is that what they want? Could you just say, "Hey, do you guys need any help? What do you think about that?" But, when I asked for clarification on it too, they have the Two of Swords, which is closing your mind and open your heart. And the Tower card is whatever's meant, for your life will not pass you by, but they also will remove things out of your path to make space for that which is in alignment for you here. And, I feel like there's this um I don't know. I feel like there's respect, like respect their wishes is what I feel coming in here. And so I feel like if you ask them and go, what do you guys need? Is there anything that I can do to help? And they're like, no, no, we're fine. Then respect that, right? And I feel like there's this um just talk to them. Just talk to them and see what can help them. And in that, let's see here about the resources here too. You've got the judgment card, which is about, being called to somewhere different. It's like you're being drawn somewhere different. And the King of Wands is about focusing in on your energy and what you want. It's like the Emperor. What do you want? Not what you feel you're supposed to do or should do or need to do, have to do, right? I feel like they would support you in going, go do and live and do what you want. Don't sacrifice yourself for anyone because you feel that that's what's needed to happen in order for you to be um, lovable, acceptable, a good person, and you would fear what people would think if you're not the good person, right? We've got the Ten of Wands, which is trying to do too much, the burden of trying to please so many people, investing so much energy in so many things that really, when it comes down to it, they're more so going, manage your energy, right? Um, um, I don't feel like will have to ask them for resources because I feel like you're going to be able to do things on your own if you're able to look at your energy and where you're investing things. And I don't know if I've talked about the three buckets that the Ten of Wands brings in, because that means we're like, everything is important and urgent, and we feel we have to do everything for everyone. And that's exhausting. That is a true capital B burden, right? And when we have the three buckets of important and truly important and urgent, but not important, then we look and go, what are the things that are truly important? And then, is it urgent? Truly urgent, we put it in here. If it's not urgent, we put it in here. If it's unimportant, it just goes in there. Um, because we don't need to invest energy in it if it's unimportant, unless we have energy left over at the end of it all. But we separate everything out into those three buckets, and then we focus all of our energy on the important and urgent. And then we split out the important, not trying to do it all at once. If it's not urgent, we can split it out and tackle it piece by piece. And then a lot of times we won't even get to the non-urgent stuff, and the non-important stuff, because even though it's urgent, it's not important. It'll take care of itself or it won't. In either case, we're going to be fine. It's not important, right? And so this shaking up and this, clarity of this energy, I feel like you'll be able to really look at what is your dream. You asked if you're going to be able to go to school you want at some point. You're able to really, if that's important, then you put that in important. Is it urgent? Then you would put it up into that one. But there's this, and we'll pull cards on that later when I come back. But I just feel like there's this movement of leaving old fears and old ways of thinking behind and moving to new ways of thinking and recalibrating, reorganizing it, and questioning these long held beliefs that you have to do so much for everyone, and that there's this freedom that comes where you are given permission to live your life, not live the life everybody you feel wants you to live. And a lot of freedom that comes in that. So I like that for you. Right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. And I'm just going to take some screenshots real quick. So let me see here. I got down to, we did Swaroop, we did QV. Oh, there it is, still highlighted. So we got down to Alice. So Alice, you'll be the first free reading when I return. Let me just take a picture of this, and I will go down in order. And when I'm done, when I come back, I will post a comment and pin it on the new stream, and that will list the order in which everything was completed, so you can find your reading lickety split, or at least faster than you normally would have, trying to listen through the whole thing, not knowing who or what order anything was in, because there's no chat on that one. When I come back, oops, I took a picture of everything. Didn't need to do that. All right. Almost done here. Boom, 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 right here. All right. And Julia, we got you in there too. And Happy Pill, we got you guys in there. Absolutely. Oh, good, Infinity. I'm glad that makes sense. So I like this for you. I feel like you're, you know, they would be like, girl, go live your life. Don't worry about us. We're fine. Don't don't take us on as a burden. Go live. Go live. Let us live vicariously through you, right? All right. So thank you guys, everyone, for all the thumbs up, and for your patience in getting to your readings. Like I said, I'm going to go head off to spend about an hour with my praying mantis members, take a short break, and then I'll be back on to finish up all the free readings. And if anyone's listening, I did Ateshi, New Love, Dollface Diva, Patricia, Swaroop Bobby, QV Love. I did those free readings in this session. So there you go. All right, everybody, I'm headed out. Remember, every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, much love to you. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon. Until then, I would say behave, but let's set reasonable expectations and just have fun. All right, we'll see you later.